Hey all, good morning and welcome to ShareTreck. This is Raj here, friends. We are at elevated levels. I was mentioning that in the shorts also this morning, the pre-market shorts. Just look at the situation out here. I'm just going to recalibrate the chart so that we can see the complete picture. So here we are. This is our long term. Let me go into a weekly time frame. So as you can see here, so this is our chart, and we have been in this parallel channel all the way from, let us say, I'll take this as a point out here, and say 18th of January 2022 onwards, we have been in this parallel channel. We tried to break out many times, were pushed back down, and now we are way above that. We are at all-time highs, and you can see that if we go into the one-day time frame, I just want to set the context of the way I'm looking at this chart, and so that you guys can empathize with me when I say certain things. We got a head and shoulder pattern. We got diminishing volumes. And we got a resistance out here, which was quite stubborn. Are we going to confirm about this today? We have equal chance of falling down and maybe being held by the support at 6810. Now, I take a look at the overall situation. The biggest capital markets in the United States, the biggest bond market is in the United States. All the big companies are located in the United States. And most of the foreign investors invest in the United States. So United States, despite having a population of just 450 million, is a very big factor. It's like the elephant in the China shop, or elephant in the room, let us say. Let us have a metaphor that is compatible with what I'm going to say next. So assuming US is the elephant in the room, if the elephant moves, all the things in the room are likely to shake. Some of the things are likely to fall down. So that's the way I look at the United States when it comes to geopolitics, when it comes to global finance, when it comes to global economy, and when it comes to global peace, environment, name it. Everywhere US has a big footprint, and it is disproportionate to the population. And there are other population centers like China and India, for instance, with billions of people, and they have a much less footprint. And if you look at the UN, the biggest populations are not represented in the UN, in the Security Council. So we have this kind of a situation with a good president in the United States. We are able to have the semblance or veneer of civilization, a veneer of propriety, a veneer of justice, all those things. Right now, the White House is radiating a whole lot of craziness in all the spheres of influence, and all kind of crazy decisions are being taken which will have a very long impact long after Trump is gone. Now, under these circumstances, when you look at how elevated the markets are, when you look at the circular investments in AI and how AI is going to be deployed, and the kind of stewards of our capital market, like company CEOs, the way they are reacting in this kind of an environment, it doesn't look very promising. So I would expect gold to go up, and I would expect the stock market to go down in the near future. That's the context at which I'm looking at it. And with that context, I think today we're going to form a red candle and we're going to come down below the resistance. I don't see any reason why we should go up. The only factor that could push us up today is going to be the initial jobless claims and continuing jobless claims. These things are going to come out in the 9:30 time frame. That is exactly when the market opens. So I don't know how they are going to turn out. If they give a feeling that the rate cut is not a given, and if the rate cut probability goes down from 87%, that might take a little bit of sheen off the market. But really, we are still in a situation where bad news is good news. So if the jobless claims are horrible, then the expectation is that the Fed is going to cut interest rates and therefore everybody is happy. That, I think, is the epitome of dysfunction. We should have the market go up with good news, market go down with bad news. That is how perverted the whole situation is. So I'm thinking that for retail investors, this market is very risky. If you're going to get into the market, you have to be ready to get out immediately with losses or booking profits, but don't stay overnight. That's my mentality. Again, let me remind you, I'm just a retail investor sharing my thoughts with you. This is not financial advice. You may take what you may from this, do your own analysis, do your own judgment, due diligence, and then take your steps. But this is the way I'm thinking. I'm not happy with what I'm seeing here. I think this is all a mistake, and we have to be way low. We should be at the bottom of this parallel channel at this point of time, in my opinion. If not at the bottom, at least at the middle of the parallel channel, which is huge, right? So that's what I'm thinking. Now let's go on to have a look at our NASDAQ. NASDAQ also is in the similar situation with a head and shoulder pattern, and we have a resistance out here at 25,727.25. I'm assuming that this is going to give strong resistance because it is a confirmed resistance and it has not been challenged since 13th of November 2025. So this is going to push us down and we'll have support at 25,203.50. That's my contention. I would like to hear from you guys what you think. Dollar index is still hovering below 99.211. Today, we'll have to see what this candle does. If this candle closes below 98.826, then this resistance is confirmed at 99.19. The VIX is elevated a little, it's up 0.12%, but we are going to have some resistance today for the VIX at 16.50. As long as VIX is below 20, it's business as usual in my opinion. And right now VIX is below 20, so market is not that alarmed. Gold is coming down. As I mentioned yesterday, I expect gold to touch this diagonal line of support, which is dynamic. For today, it's going to be 4139.281. And for tomorrow, it's going to be 4152.935. Once it touches this, I would do some dollar cost averaging because I think in the long run, gold is going up. Because where is geopolitical security? Where is the guarantee that the government is going to be able to pay its debts? If you look at the US fiscal situation, $38 trillion of debt, huge tax cuts, and Trump is talking about giving tariff dividend checks. And he was talking about giving Doge dividend check of savings from Doge. So all of these things are pie in the sky. But with the midterm looming around, there may as well be a tariff dividend check, and the Supreme Court ruling could not come fast enough. So there is a whole lot of things that are in play. In light of that, I think that gold is more likely to be the winner in the medium to long term. And in the short term, we can have all these theatrics, like Trump has got the ability to change the subject. But if you look at the core, it's the Epstein files. They don't want the Epstein files to come out. And right now they have successfully got the market focused. I mean, not the market, the media focused squarely on the drug board strike. And to make things worse, he has pardoned the president of another Latin American company who pumped in around 500 million tons of cocaine, I believe, into the country, and therefore he was serving a 45-year term. He has been pardoned. So doing all these outrageous things basically takes the attention away from the Epstein files. So if you recollect what happened recently, the Democrats released the videos and select pictures from the Epstein Island. Now, I would expect even more outrageous things to happen to take attention away from that. So the media cycle is being challenged by two narratives. One is how horrible Epstein was and justice for the survivors. On the other hand, Trump wants to change the subject, so there will be a whole lot of shenanigans happening. And all of that is likely to push the stock market up and down, and some kind of magic trick to keep the movie going in the same direction. ultimately gold is going to prevail. That's my 2 cents. I would like to hear from you guys what you think. Let's go on to the indicators. In the indicators, what I'm seeing is that this diagonal line of resistance from before has now become a diagonal line of support, and we ended yesterday somewhere around 6,851.33, and at one time we touched 6,862.50. So I'm going to assume that this diagonal line of resistance is now a confirmed support. What it means is the next time we come to this line, we'll bounce off from here. So that's what I'm looking at. And we are still within the parallel channel, which has been coming with us all the way from 24th of June 2025. So this is a very strong parallel channel. So as we approach the top of the parallel channel, we are going to be pushed back down. And remember, the context for S&P 500 is that we have got a head and shoulder pattern, and that's a bearish context. So we are still in the bearish context, but we have managed to go above this middle point of this parallel channel. So now the middle point of the parallel channel is also going to act as a support for us. So that is twin confirmation. So S&P 500 is looking very strong regardless of the fundamentals. Next, NASDAQ. NASDAQ is also looking pretty strong. And as I mentioned yesterday, we have this area of resistance. We stayed well below it. And I'm thinking that today also this area of resistance is going to be in play. And I would peg the resistance at 25,716.36 as the upper limit of the resistance. And if we open higher, I think we are going to form a red candle today. The market sentiment is bearish. MACD is bullish. Momentum is above average. Plenty of room on the RSI. Let's look at QQQ for clues. QQQ says that we are opening neutral. It's going fluctuating between negative 0.1 and positive 0.0. So we have a slim line of resistance out here. We respected that yesterday. I expect us to respect that today as well. And today the upper limit of the resistance is 624.34, and we are at 623.49. So that's what we have out here for QQQ. Let's go on and have a look at AI. And in AI, I'm looking at NVDA, which is up 0.43% in pre-market trades. And yesterday, we managed to come down below 179.95. The day started with NVIDIA being very strong, and we created a red candle. We are still under the influence of the head and shoulder pattern. So I'm thinking that this consolidation is a good positive for bulls, because if you're bullish on NVIDIA, you want to see a lot of consolidation here so that you can bounce back up and avoid the impact of the head and shoulder. More consolidation, less the impact of the head and shoulder. The probability of the head and shoulder target keeps diminishing with more and more consolidation. So let us see where the market takes us. We have to see more candles. Right now, I have no prediction of what's going to happen. The simplistic thing I can say is that we'll get support at 179.95 and we'll get resistance at 183.54. So that's what I'm thinking. And if you look at Meta is up 0.53%. We'll get resistance at 651.75. We'll get support at 636.62. Yesterday, I was mentioning that we are in a bear flag. We have a gap up, gap down, which needs to be filled up. So right now, I'm starting to visualize the potential for a cup and handle. So I would like to imagine a cup and handle situation out here. If it happens, then we would see a lot of squiggly out here and then a breakout on the upside. So that is one thing I could potentially anticipate, but it's not there right now. So we can't count on that. So we need to see more candles come up. There is no clue out here on what's going to happen. Market sentiment, which was bearish, is now bullish. MACD, which was bullish, continues to remain bullish but tending towards the signals line, and momentum, which was above average, has dropped to below average. So this is mixed signals out here, so I can't make out anything about Meta. Google is up 0.56%. I would say that Google is forming some kind of a bullish pennant out here. Let me draw this for you guys out here. So this is the bullish Bennett, and on the top is a resistance. I'm just going to pull this out here. This is the resistance. So we have to break out of this resistance. Today, our price, pre-market price, is above this resistance, which happens to be at 319.62 today. We're at 322.45. So if we break out above this and confirm above this, then I will draw for you target for Google, which would be, I would assume that our bull flag pole is out here, and I'll just take this bull flag pole, and assuming today to be a breakout, we would get a target of around 376.55. Never mind the fact that fundamentals are really bad for the whole market, and there'll always be a delta effect, but among the Mag 7s, Google is the best at this point of time, especially with Gemini 3 and Meta buying their chips. Things are looking good for Google. And market sentiment is bullish, MACD is bullish, momentum is above average, plenty of room on the RSI. The target looks good to me. Now, I would like to hear your feedback. Amazon is up 0.07%, and we have support for Amazon. I would say the first support that we are going to get is going to be around 230.86, and the resistance we are going to get is going to be around 235.03. We started with a topping tail pattern, which is a bearish candle. We recreated the bearish candle after attempting to recover. So this bearish candle and this bearish candle, both of them are at play right now, in my opinion. Market sentiment is bearish, MACD is bearish, momentum is just at average. So Amazon is not giving me a clue where it's going to go. I'm neither bullish nor bearish on Amazon. Let's look at Apple. Apple is down 0.16%. I still think Apple is moving towards 297.25. Market sentiment bullish, MACD bullish, momentum above average, plenty of room on the RSI. So it could go up. Microsoft is up 0.39%. I'm not able to make any sense of what is happening with Microsoft. I'm seeing more consolidation out here. The greater the consolidation that happens out here, the less the probability of meeting the head and shoulder target. So I'd like to watch more candles come out here and then decide what I want to do with it. Next, I'm looking at Tesla. Tesla is up 0.26%. I'm always amazed with Tesla. I'm a bear on Tesla, but right now, the charts are showing a whole lot of bullishness for Tesla. I'm going to remove all the divergence lines. They no longer make sense. I'm going to take them off. They need not be there. So I don't know what's going to happen with Tesla. One thing I can say is if I was to connect the first two candles, then I have a line of support out here which has been confirmed. So Tesla, if it comes down, it's going to get a support somewhere around 424.25. On the way up, it's likely to get a resistance somewhere around 461.96. So Tesla chart is looking pretty strong from that perspective, but market sentiment, like my own sentiment, is bearish for Tesla. Oracle is up 0.13%. The analysts notes, positive notes on Oracle and its revenue capability has made a difference. We got a lot of consolidation happening out here, consolidation on top of a support of 196.10. If we continue consolidating like this, we are going to convert the diagonal line of resistance into a diagonal line of support, and that could become a platform from where we can jump up. We are waiting for the market sentiment to improve. It's improving slowly, tending towards neutral. We are waiting for MACD to become fully bullish. It's already bullish. We want momentum to be above average. All of these things will take time. So dollar cost average opportunity for Oracle, but I'm not buying Oracle because my wife works for Oracle. They have got various trading windows and other things. I don't have the discipline to follow that, so I don't touch Oracle. But to me, Oracle looks good at this time for dollar cost averaging. AMD is down 0.39% in pre-market trade. We have the market sentiment, which is bearish, MACD bearish, momentum below average. And I think we I don't have any idea what's going to happen with AMD, because based on whatever I see in the patterns, I'm not inspired to come up with either a bullish scenario or a bearish scenario. I would just like to watch more candles form and give us at least some kind of indication. If I go purely by the candles out here, this seems to be a bear flag, and bear flags typically have a tendency to break down rather than go up. So the probability of it breaking down is significantly higher than the probability of it breaking upwards, and we have not gone past 50% of the flagpole, so the bear flag is still active, and that's the way I would put it. SMCI is up 0.09%. I would say that we have a bear flag for SMCI. Resistance of 34.07 continues to hold and will hold today as well, and the probability of us hitting 34.11 and then breaking down is much higher than the probability of breaking this and going up. This is a bear flag in my opinion. Let's go on to Broadcom. Where Google goes, so will Broadcom. So I'm going to leave the verdict out on Broadcom. Anything can happen for Broadcom. Palantir is down 0.09%. It will get support from 171.74, which is this diagonal line of support. We broke apart from it yesterday, and today, if we close above 177.97, I would say this line of support is confirmed. If not, then we cannot reliably expect a bounce from this diagonal line of support. So let's watch what happens. Market sentiment is still bearish. So that needs to improve. SMH. Oh, wait, before I go, let me see if there are any other trend lines that we can draw. No, that's about it. Let's look at SMH, which is down 0.50% in pre-market trades. Again, the bear flag has been more or less taken care of. So right now, I do not know what is happening. We need to either have a bullish pennant or a bull flag or continue to move upwards. If we move upwards, I would say that we should get initial resistance at 363.01. We are at 362.50. And let me just draw that line of resistance out here for you guys. So this is the line of resistance. And we broke out above this line of resistance yesterday. We have to close above 364.34 today in order to confirm this line of resistance as a line of support. I'm leaving it as a resistance because this morning we are at 362.50, which is below this horizontal line. So let us take that as the first line of resistance, and the support is going to be out here. So this is the line of support for today. I will just adjust this a little bit by taking this up. Please bear with me while I try to do this. Yeah. So this is going to be at 359.55. That's the support today for SMH. Tempus AI is up 0.07%. And yeah, I would like to watch a few more candles coming in. Let's go on next to Genomics. Genomics, I have Prime, and Prime happens to be down 0.55% in pre-market trades. We have a support which is going to manifest at 3.30, and we have a resistance that's going to manifest at 3.87. Overall, market sentiment is bearish, and momentum is below average, so I'm not expecting any fireworks from Prime. Intelia is down 0.44% in pre-market trades. Again, we have a potential double bottom out here, but market sentiment is bearish. MACD is bullish, but momentum is below average. So I'd like to see more candles form out here. Caribou Biosciences is down 1.08% in pre-market trades. It's at 1.84, and right now we have a resistance at 1.84. That's our resistance as well. So we are right on top of our resistance. So if we open above the resistance and close above that resistance, then I would be looking forward to the next candle for tomorrow, closing above where today's candle closes. And that would confirm this line of resistance as a support. I'm looking forward to that happening. Beam Therapeutics is down 0.60%. And we have a cup and handle pattern out here. Let me just draw that out. Let me take this here. This is the cup and this is the handle, and because we are breaking out above the neckline, I would definitely like to draw the price target. The price target is going to be 30.78. We could either go directly there with a bunch of green candles, or we'll go there with a bull flag and a bullish pennant and then reach there. It could happen either way. And also note, if I was to draw another line out here, a line of resistance, mark it red, we are more or less coming to the point of 30.68, which is the last resistance. So I think 30.68 is our target for Beam Therapeutics. Altimmune is down 0.78% in pre-market trade. Support available at 4.78. Resistance available at 5.31. So let us watch a few more candles out here. Overall, Altimmune is bullish in nature. It's got a bull channel which is supporting it, and this line of support at 4.78 is performing a very good role of support. I don't want to draw any more lines out here. I'll study this chart later on after the live stream is over and see if I can put any parallel channels or something else that can give us even better guidance. Editas is down 0.63%. It's going to have a resistance at 2.37 today, and it's at 2.35. So I'm going to convert this into a resistance. And this is a confirmed resistance. So we'll have to see whether we are able to break out and close above this and close above today's candle tomorrow, in which case we'll confirm this resistance. But right now, the way it stands, it will push us back down. Illumina is up 0.18% in pre-market trades. I was saying that this is a bull flag, and I'm waiting for the breakout. So let us see what the candle today does. But if it breaks out, it will move towards our previous bull flag target of 151.49. That's what I'm looking at. CRISPR Therapeutics is up 0.48% in pre-market trades. And today's order of business is to break above 56.40, which happens to be the latest resistance that it is facing. And the previous resistance, which happened to be at 53.21, is going to be the support for today. And you may say, Raj, is there any chart patterns you can see? I would say yes. I am absolutely seeing some chart pattern, a very good chart pattern. You have a shoulder, you have a head, and you have another shoulder. So this is a head and shoulder pattern. And if I wanted to draw a trend line to connect the head and shoulder, so I would say our neckline is this one. We broke out here. So let me draw the target for CRISPR Therapeutics. The fact that we have this target only means that there is a high probability that we'll touch a target of 60.41 for CRISPR Therapeutics. And look at this. This is very interesting. This is very interesting. I'm going to take a horizontal line and put it out here, because this is where we got support and rejection in the near term, and roughly where we got support and rejection in the previous term as well. Now, this is just above our target price. So CRISPR Therapeutics will definitely try to go towards 60.57, and then it will hit this resistance and then come back. And then if we had converted 56.36 into a support, it's likely to bounce back from here. So this is the way I think CRISPR Therapeutics will play out. The only reason why I would be a bit circumspect is not because of momentum. Momentum is already above average, and it's picking up in the morning. It's not because of MACD. MACD is already bullish. It's because market sentiment has not yet become bullish. I'm expecting that by the end of today, we should have a neutral market momentum with CRISPR Therapeutics. Then our positive story will remain intact. Next, we look at Allogene, no trades pre-market. Grail has got a decline of 1.69% in pre-market trades. For today, the support is going to be 91.19, and the resistance for today is going to be 107.36. Those are the two resistances. PSCB is up 0.41% in pre-market trades. And friends, I think this is a bull flag breakout. So we already met our previous targets in this small, if we assume this to be a small bull flag or whichever way, and we have this line out here as the flagpole, and this flag has got to break out. Now I'm going to draw two lines here to give you an idea of how I'm visualizing this flag. So this is the upper end, and here let me take this here. Okay, so I've done adjusting this. I've changed my mind. Let me do it in a pure manner, the way it actually appears to me. So I think we are forming a bullish pennant. I would like to pull this out here. So we are forming a bullish pennant, and if we break out today, we could potentially have a huge breakout. If we break out and confirm this diagonal line of resistance as a line of support, then PSEB could get a good bounce. Again, friends, these are my personal opinions, not financial advice. Just be careful. RG is down 0.06% in pre-market trades. Bull flag, I call it bull flag, and it's probably broken out and it's moving up. And market sentiment is almost neutral. MACD is super bullish. Momentum is above average. And I think we're going to see the future candles out here showing a breakout of some sort so that we can complete the breakout, put a target, and move on. Right now, I don't have that, so I'm going to wait and watch what happens today. Vertex is down 0.44% in pre-market trades. It had a spectacular day yesterday. Vertex started off very anemic in the morning, but it had a nice gap up and it went out. So things are looking great for Vertex. And Morgan Stanley raised the price target for Vertex Pharmaceuticals to 516 per share, an increase from the previous target of 438.00. And that's why there are the people who are following Morgan Stanley's advice. They are putting money into Vertex, and therefore Vertex has gone up. Now we need to see other symbols out here, so other charts, which can give us a bullish or a bearish bias. So we wait and watch for that. Next, Ginkgo Bioworks, it's down 0.11%, but friends, look at this. Look at this. So you have the formation of a handle. Let us watch the candles and see where it goes. Then I'm going to look at Precision. Precision is down. Precision is down below a resistance of 3.65. And today's candle is below that line, and that's going to be the resistance. And our support for today, I would dare say that our support for today is going to be at 3.48. So with that said, I think I'd like to look at Eli Lilly, which is down further. And I think our bullish flagpole has been violated, and therefore I'm going to watch this as a bear channel. I would like to see what structures are formed and how the structures indicate to us whether it's going to go bearish or bullish. I'll share it with you, and you guys can share your thoughts as well. Next, Ultragenyx. Ultragenyx is down around 0.22% in pre-market trade. It's down 36.37%. Yesterday, it had a huge green flag because there was a phase 3 data phase 3 data filing that is set to happen, and in anticipation of that, I would like to do a video on Ultragenyx, so I'm going to leave that for that. So right now, Ultragenyx is looking pretty good. It's up 2.98, $2.98. Next, I'm going to get into currencies. I'm going to look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin has managed to stay above 91,820. Today's candle has got to close above 94,035. If it does, then our support will be confirmed at 91,790.87. That will be a confirmed support. So that's what we are looking at out there. And apart from this, I think I don't have anything else to talk about, my friends. So I think I'd like to buy a little bit more gold, dollar cost average. If it continues to come down and hit the support line that I looked at, I'm just going to look at ZGLD to see where that support line is for ZGLD. So for today, that support line is around 61.79, and this will keep on changing every day. So at some point, I'm going to take that decision and I'll keep you guys informed. So that's all, my friends. And if you have any questions, I think now is the time to answer. Okay, guys, if you don't have any questions, I would like to wind down the day, and I'll catch up with you again in the next video. Bye for now.